Good morning all. Myself Manoj Kumar Bundela, Assistant Professor, Suresh Gyan Vihar University, Jaipur. So we are discussing about the production technology of vegetable and spices. So today we will discuss the production technology of cool season vegetable crop. So cool season vegetable crop means vegetable crop which require the low temperature for production. So in this the major cool season vegetable crops are cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, nolgol, kale. So because these are the major cool season vegetable crops. So in that first we discussed about the cauliflower, production technology of cauliflower. So cauliflower is the one of the most important cole crop grown as a vegetable throughout the world. Now it's grown in both temperate and tropical area. It is originated from wild cabbage species "Brassica oleracea" variety "Silver Sticks". So this is the ancestor, we can say the ancestor of this all is "Brassica oleracea" variety "Silver Sticks". So cauliflower is the most important cole crop is grown in it. So the botanical name of cauliflower is Brassica oleracea variety Botrytis, family Brassicaceae or Cruciferae. Before that it's a cruciferous, now it is changed to the Brassicaceae. Chromosome number 2n is equal to 18. So all cole crops have the chromosome number 2n is equal to 18. The edible part is curd. So this is we call as curd. So this is the edible part of cauliflower. Curd is the edible part of cauliflower. Origin: Brassica oleracea variety Botrytis L is believed to be originated in Cyprus or somewhere in southern part of Europe around the Mediterranean coast, around the Mediterranean region. It is originated in island of Cyprus, from moved to Syria, Turkey, Egypt, Italy, Spain and northwestern Europe. This is given by the Boswell in 1949. So it is mainly originated from Cyprus or somewhere in southern part of Europe, or we can say Mediterranean region. Originated from Mediterranean region. In middle 16th century, the first illustration description herblast. So in middle 16th century, it is grown. In 18th century, it is popularized. Popularly, it is grown popular in all the areas. Different type of cauliflowers are there, like Cornish, it is grown in England. Northern, it is grown in England. Rosoff is grown in France. Angus, it is grown in France. Fruits of snowball. Snowball is mainly grown in Germany and Netherlands. Cornish type. It is first introduced in India, contributes resistance gene. Example like it is contribute resistance genes like for the black rot, self-incompatibility, curd flavors, open pollinated habit, and exposed to the yellow loose curd. Indian cauliflowers are early maturing, annual type, tolerant to high temperature and humid conditions. Indian cauliflowers are early maturity, annual type, tolerant to high temperature and humid conditions. History: Collis. Collis is a Latin word that its meaning is cabbage. It is originated from the word collis. Collis is a Latin word that its meaning is cabbage. Flori means flower. Botrytis means budding. 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 Botrytis means budding. So cauliflower. It in introduced in India in 1822 by Doctor Jameson, a botanist from Kew, Saharanpur, Northern Plains. It is in India. It is introduced in 1822 by Doctor Jameson, a botanist from Kew. Next is area and production. So the highest area is in China. India is the second in case of area, and India is second in case of production also. India is second in case of area, and India is second in case of production. In productivity is also India is in productivity. India is not second. So China is the highest in area, and second in area is India. In case of production highest production in China, and second is highest in India. But productivity is highest in project productivity highest in Egypt. Second is Germany. After Germany, next is Italy, then China, and then India. State-wise, you can see the West Bengal is highest in area production and productivity. West Bengal is number one in area production and productivity. Botany: the edible portion is white curd-like mass composed of a close aggregations of abortive flowers developed on thick bunches of the inflorescence. This is called as curd. The curd is the economic part. The curd is made from numerous hypertrophic branches. It terminates the main stem and highly suppressed with no part of the flower apparent is there. So Brassica oleracea normally in cabbage, the selection from the terminal buds. In Brussels sprout, selection from the lateral buds. Selection from the stem in Knoll in kohlrabi. In kale, selection from the leaves. Selection from the stem and flowers. Broccoli. Cauliflower, selection from the flower cluster. Composition: it is a good source of vitamin A and C. The energy is 31 calories. Protein is 2.4 gram. Calcium 22 milligram. Vitamin A 40 international unit. Ascorbic acid 70 milligram. Thiamine 0.2 milligram. Riboflavin 0.1 milligram. And niacin 0.57 milligram. Uses: cauliflower is used to prepare the dishes. Seedlings are used for the salads and greens. Curd is used for the curries, soups and pickles. Curd, cauliflower curd is used for the curries, soup and pickles. The curd is cut into the pieces, dried and preserved for off-season use. So we have to cut the curds in pieces and we can dry and we can use it in the off-season. These are the different uses of cauliflower. Cauliflower, it is mainly used, it is fight with the cancer, it is control the heart attack, it is also used as an anti-inflammatory. It provides vitamin B6, C, K, protein, dietary fibers, potassium. Cauliflower is a cancer-fighting cruciferous vegetable. It is mainly used for the digestion. Cauliflower is an excellent source for the dietary fibers, which is crucial for the good digestion. When you have a diet that is rich in fibers, it helps to intestines to function smoothly. Cauliflower contains omega-3 fatty acids, which are very powerful for anti-inflammatory agents. Cauliflower is a cruciferous vegetable. A diet high in cruciferous vegetables like cauliflower has been linked to a significant reduction in the risk of pro- prostate, breast, colon, ovarian, and bladder cancers. Cauliflower rich in cancer-fighting antioxidant. So these are the some importance of cauliflowers. Indian and European cauliflower. The difference between the tropical type, Indian type and European type cauliflowers. European type we can say temperate type or we can say snowfall type. Or Indian type we can say tropical type. It tropical means they require tolerant to the heat, but European type they are not tolerant to the heat. They are mainly grown in temperate areas. Tropical type, the curd can be formed by 20 to 27 degrees centigrade. Means the curd will develop in 20 to 27 degrees centigrade temperature. But in European type, the curd is formed 5 to 20 degrees centigrade temperature. Tropical type, they are annual in type. European type, they are biennial. Means they are biennial for seed production. Tropical type, they are early type. They are comes in market early. Temperate type means they are late type of variety. They come late in market. Curd yellow with strong flavors. In tropical type, the curd is yellow with strong flavors. In temperate type, the curd is white with mild flavor. It have the mild flavor and it have the strong flavor. Short juvenile phase in tropical type. In temperate type, the long juvenile phase. Classification: according to Swaroop and Chatterjee, the cauliflower varieties have been classified into the different groups. The details are given below. The Italian or original. Italians or original, their country of origin is Mediterranean region. They are first introduced in 16th century. The plants are short, leaves are erect, broad with rounded tips, bluish-green, curd and good, not protected. Second one is Cornish type of cauliflower. So they are mainly grown in England. Early in 19th century they are grown. Plant is vigorous, long stalk, leaves are loosely arranged, broadly waved, curd, flat, irregular, loose, not protected, yellow, highly flavored. Cornish type. Northern type. Northern type means they are England only. In 19th century they are introduced first time. The leaves petioles broad, very wavy, serrated, curd, good, well protected. Roscoff. They are originated from France. In 19th century, plant are short, leaves are long, erect, slightly waved. Leaves are slightly waved. Angus. Angus. They are originated from France. Angus originated from France in 19th century. Leaves are very wavy, serrated, grayish-green, curd are solid and well protected. Is fruit and snowball group. Germany and Netherlands. They are mainly grown in 18th century. Plants are dwarf, leaves are short, erect, glucose green, curd are solid and well protected. Indian cauliflower, they are introduced in India in 19th century. The plant are short, long stalk, leaves are loosely arranged, broadly waved, curd are flat, somewhat loose, yellow to creamy, not protected and highly flavored. Varieties and hybrids: cauliflower varieties are very responsive to the temperature and photoperiod, require the specific temperature for their curd and development. According to the temperature requirements, the varieties have been classified into 5 groups. So first one is early extra early temperature. Extra early means 20 to 27 degrees centigrade temperature they required. So that in this early Kumari, PAU Punjab, it is released from PAU Punjab Agriculture University. Leaves are bluish green with waxy blooms, partially blanching habit color greenish, field tolerant to Alternaria blight and black rot. It is sensitive to riciness. Riciness is a physiological disorder. Pusa early synthetic. It is released from IARI New Delhi. Curd is yellowish white. Planting end of the June or first week of July. The time of planting is end of the June or first week of July. The curd yield is 1 with 0 quintal per hectare. Pusa early synthetic. Early selection. Nursery is normally shown in May-June and mature in 70 to 75 days after sowing. Pursha Meghna. The plants are collected from Hajipur, Bihar, using the recurrent selection method. Curd are white, weight is 350 to 400 grams. Semi-spreading plants with 5 to 7 cm long stalk. Semi-spreading type 5 to 7 cm long stalk, 45 to 48 cm height. Maturity is about 90 to 100 days. It takes 90 to 100 days for maturity. Ati Singara. Ati Singara NS135M. The curd weight is 0.5 kg, mature and 50 days. The white color and good firmness. Hippolyta. It is tolerant to high temperature and grow in summer. Mature in 50 to 55 days after planting. White color curd, popular and well known to the drought country. Himlata. Himdev. It is grown in summer and rainy season. It matures in 35 to 40 days after planting. Basant F1 NS245. The white curd. The curd color is white, semi-dome shape and good firmness. Curd weight is 1 to 1.5 kg at maturity of 55 to 60 days. Perform well in southern state. Basant F1. Early group. So early group means temperature required is 20 to 25 degrees centigrade. Pusa Dipali, IARI New Delhi. Inbreeding through the local collection. Crop duration is 100 to 120 days. Hot weather cauliflower, creamy white, highly tolerant to riciness and fuzziness. Pusa Dipali. Early group 20 to 25 degrees centigrade temperature. Arka Kanti. IIHR Bangalore. It is developed from IIHR Indian Institute of Horticulture Research Bangalore. 25 ton per hectare yield. Heads is white compact. Shravani. Curd are pure white and dome-shaped. Tolerant to soft rot "Erwinia" species, it is suitable for rainy season cultivation. Medium group. So medium group the temperature is 16 to 19 degrees centigrade temperature is required. The improved Japanese. It is introduced from Israel. 90 to 95 days for maturity. It takes 90 to 95 days for maturity. And 145 quintal per hectare is yield. The yield is 145 quintal per hectare. Medium group. Pusa Himjyoti. It is released from IARI Regional Station Katran. Curd are pure white and they retain their color even after exposure to the sunlight. 150 to 170 quintal per hectare yield. Pusa Hybrid 2. It is resistant to downy mildew. Curd are creamy white in color. The yield is 25 ton per hectare. Somrest. Better heat tolerant. Curd weight is 2 kg. Self-blanching. Tolerant to fusarium wilt. Mid-late group. It requires a 12 to 16 degrees centigrade temperature. Mid-late group. Pusa synthetic. It is developed from IRI New Delhi. Somewhat self-blanched. Mature at 130 days from showing. This is first synthetic variety recommended for vegetable crops. Seed set without scarification. Tolerant to curd blight. Romanesco. It is self-blanched type, good source of vitamin C and anti-aging, wound healing, de- degreening and blood cholesterol. It is used for the wound healing, degreening and cholesterol. 125 to 120 to 125 days after transplanting. Late group 10 to 16 degrees centigrade temperature it requires. Let group Pusa Snowball 1 RRSS Catrain. The intervarietal cross between EC 12012 into EC 12013. So the white color curd. Pusa Snowball K1. It is a selection made of a Catrain from exotic materials, tolerant to black rot disease and curd and inflorescence blight. Best quality curd among the snowball type of group. Punarsa Snowball K1. T1. It is a selection from often pollinated progenies of local type and released from Horticulture Research Station Ooty. A compact uniform curd with attractive creamy white color. The curd is free from riciness and have a good keeping quality. So this is Ooty 1. This is, you can see, the Ooty 1 curd. Self-blenched variety Pusa Dipali is self-blenched and off-season varieties Pusa Himjyoti and Hisar 1. Self-blenched and off-season Pusa Himjyoti and Hisar 1. Pusa Dipali self-blenched, tolerant to black rot disease and curd and inflorescence blight. Pusa Snowball K1. Tolerant to black rot disease and curd and inflorescence blight. Pusa Snowball K1. Highly resistant to black rot and free from riciness Pusa Ketki. Highly resistant to black rot and free from riciness Pusa Ketki. Tolerant to curd, inflorescence blight and curd rot and inflorescence blight Pusa Synthetic. Curd rot and inflorescence blight Pusa Synthetic. Pusa Ketki is highly resistant to black rot and free from riciness. Pusa Snowball K1. It is resistant to black rot disease and curd and inflorescence blight. Climate. It is a thermosensitive crop. The optimum temperature required is 25 to 20 to 25 degrees centigrade in September to October and 5 to 10 degrees centigrade in December to January. In tropical, the curd formation is occurs in 20 to 25 degrees centigrade. If the temperature is 20 to 25 degrees centigrade, the curd formation will be start. In case of tropical areas, in temperate annuals, the curd formation will be starting 10 degrees to 16 degrees centigrade temperature in temperate area, 10 to 16, and tropical 20 to 25. At high altitude, the longer day length promotes the much faster growth of the plant. The optimum temperature for growth of the young plants is around 23 degrees centigrade and 17 to 20 degrees centigrade in later stage. Soil. It can be grown in wide ranges of soil with good fertility. Light soils are more sensitive to drought and therefore adequate moisture supply is important. Light soils are very sensitive to drought, so therefore the adequate moisture supply is important. The light soils have the early crop, loamy and clay loamy soil, mild mid to late season crop. Cauliflower is relatively more sensitive to deficiency of boron and molybdenum. Cauliflower is relatively more sensitive to deficiency of boron and molybdenum respectively, it, it causing the browning and whiptail. Also, it has high requirement of magnesium. Magnesium deficiency appears in acid soil. It is more appearing acid soil. High pH reduces the availability of boron. The pH is more, the availability of boron will be reduced. The cauliflower required on an average pH range is 5.5 to 6.6, and below 5.5 pH it would be necessary to do liming. If the pH is 5.5, below 5.2 we have to apply the lime to increase the at the rate of 4 to 8 ton per hectare to increase the pH. Season of planting. So early maturity varieties, early one, the temperature is 20 to 27 degrees centigrade. The time of sowing is May to June. And time of curd maturity is September. Early two, 20 to 25 degrees centigrade temperature. First fortnight of July, time of sowing. And October to mid of November we have to go for harvesting. Mid-season varieties, maturity group second, 16 to 20 degrees centigrade temperature, July to August sowing time, and late November to mid of December, time of maturity. Mid-late maturity group third, 12 to 16 degrees centigrade temperature, time of sowing is September, late December to mid of January. Late maturity group, that is called a snowball group, 10 to 16 degrees centigrade temperature, time of sowing is October and harvesting is mid-Jan to mid-Jan onwards we go for harvesting. So these are the early maturity group and late maturity group and mid-season group. These are the three groups. Early means early one and early second. Mid-season means mid-maturity second and mid-late maturity and late maturity group. The time of sowing of the seeds and time of harvesting of the seeds is different for all. Crop rotation. So maximum returns obtained from the cauliflower, tomato, okra and late crops spinach. So if we grow the cauliflower, tomato and okra as given by the Randhawa and Singh in 1977, the cauliflower, tomato and okra will give the highest production. And in late group we can go for spinach. We can also go for other crops like cauliflower, tomato, okra we can go. Brinjal, cauliflower, bottle gourd we can grow. Cauliflower early, radish and chili. Okra, cauliflower is a main crop and French bean. Maize, cauliflower, brinjal, cauliflower and onia, cauliflower and carrot, cauliflower and radish. Garlic, turnip and cauliflower we can grow. Black gram, cauliflower we can grow. Leghorn, cauliflower, cowpea we can grow. Cluster bean, cauliflower and bitter gourd. So these are the intercropping we can use. Seed treatment. Prior to the sowing of the seeds are treated with fungal culture of Trichoderma viride, 4 gram. For Thyron we can use 3 gram per kg of seeds to avoid the damage of the damping of the carbendazim. 3 gram per kg is used to control the pythium and rhizoctonia disease. Streptocycline 1.5 gram per kg of the seeds to control the black rot and hot water treatment with 50 degrees centigrade for 30 minutes. So the normally in powdered cauliflower we have to prepare the nursery, then we go for transplanting. So when we prepare the nursery the damping off is the major problem. So damping off is mainly caused by the fungal disease. So to control this we have to use the Thyron or we can use the Captone to control the pythium and rhizoctonia. These are the seeds. Nursery preparation. So early crop is required to 500 to 600 grams per hectare of the seeds. In mid-season crop it required the 350 to 400 grams of the seeds. Bed preparation. The soil of the nursery bed should be reduced to finest possible till before sowing and manuring of FIM and compost 10 kg per meter square. Length is convenient and width is 1 meter, length is 30 centimeter, height is 30 centimeter, width is 1 meter and length is according to the requirements. Sowing method. Seeds are sown thinly in 15 to 20 seeds per 30 centimeter spacing in row and not more than 1.5 to 2 centimeter deep. Only deep is 1.5 to 2 centimeter. The rows should be 7 centimeter apart. The seeds are covered after sowing with 0.5 to 1 centimeter of soil. The mulching materials like dry grass can be used to cover the beds after sowing. It should be removed after seed sprouting. Means normally we can use dry grass, we can use or plastic mulch we can use to cover that the seeds, and when the seeds will start sprouting that time we have to remove them. After sowing the seed beds irrigated frequently, use the rose can twice a day and channels between the two beds water watered alternate days or every third day. The watering should be withheld 3 to 4 days before the transplanting so that the seedlings get hardened. Before uprooting, the plant beds are thoroughly soaked in water to facilitate to remove the so that we can easily remove the plants. So this is the nursery bed preparation. So we prepare the raised bed, we cover the beds with the polythene, and then the next plants will start emerging. That time we have to remove the polythenes. We can grow in pro trays also. The pro trays of 90 cells are ideal for cauliflower's seedling production. Around 600 pro trays are required for 28,333 seedlings required for 1 hectare. The spacing is 60 into 45 into 45 centimeters in 3-row planting. In one pro tray there is 98 cells. So around we require the 600 pro trays. So this is in pro trays. The seedlings are ready for transplanting. Protected nursery. So this will be discussed in next class. That's all about the today's class about the cauliflower. Thank you. Thank you all. Good morning to all. Myself Manoj Kumar Bundela, Assistant Professor Suresh Gyan Vihar University Jaipur. So today we will discuss the production technology of cowpea. Cowpea, the scientific name of cowpea is Vigna anguiphyllata. Family is Fabaceae. It is an annual herbaceous crop. It is commonly called as black-eyed pea or China pea or marble pea. Well-developed taproot system. It is originated from Central Africa or India. Cowpea is originated from Central Africa or India. Cowpea, Vigna anguiphyllata. L. This is the pods of cowpea and this is the fields of cowpea. Both are used for the vegetable purpose. It is a well adapted to relatively dry environment. India, Southeast Asia, Africa, Southern Europe, Central and South America is the major place where it is mainly grown. Africa is the first in area and production, followed by Nigeria. India, it is grown in small areas throughout the country for the green pods as a vegetable, grain and fodder purpose. Global production is around 5.5 metric ton from an area of 14.5 million hectares. In India, it accounts the 0.5 metric ton of production and 1.5 million hectares is area. The average productivity is 600 to 750 kg per hectare in India, whereas in world the total productivity is 450 kg per hectare. So Indian productivity is more as compared to the world productivity. It is grown in all over India, more particularly in central and peninsular India, Karnataka, Maharashtra, MP, Bihar, and these are the major states it is mainly grown. Uses: as a nutritional supplement to the cereal and an extender of animal protein. It is mainly used for the animal proteins. It is raw means leaves are eaten by the animals. The tender green leaves are prepared as a pot herb like spinach. The cowpea seeds, dry mature seeds are boiled as a fresh vegetables, canned, frozen, and used for the dry food. Means the green leaves are used for the dry fodder purpose, and the leaves seeds they are used for the frozen seeds they are used for the preparation of vegetables. A green manure crop as a cover crop for the erosion control. So normally for nitrogen it will the nodules are present in the roots and they will fix the atmospheric nitrogen. So it is work as a green manure crop. It will increase the fertility of the soil. Cultivated from form of cowpea. So cowpea Vigna anguiphyllata. So it is have the different species that are mainly cultivated. So subgenus Anguiphyllata. It is cultivars can be roughly grouped into four cultivar groups. So normally Anguiphyllata have the four different groups. Anguiphyllata Vigna unguiculata sevices biflora and Vigna unguiculata sevi Catagen. These bear the small seeded erect pods and grown mostly in South and Southeast Asia. Vigna unguiculata sevi sesquipedalisc. It is also called as yard-long bean or asparagus bean. It is a very long, drooping pods eaten as a green vegetable. Long, drooping pods, and that is eaten for the green vegetables. Next is textilis. These are very long, stout peduncles which are used for the extraction the textile fibers. Subspecies Tecantina. Tecantina most common wild form. Tecantina is most common wild form. Subspecies Menensis. It is a large flower and long calyx lobes. Pubescence. It has a short pubescence on leaves and stalk. Prostrate Protetta. It is a small leaflet with long inflorescence. Subspecies Tennis is a small glabrescent lobed leaflets. Subspecies Stenophila is a small glabrescent lobed leaflets. Morphology: it is mainly grown in 15 to 80 centimeter height. The height of the plant is 15 to 80 centimeter. Very strong taproot system. Stem is mostly procu- procument, often tinged with a purple color. The leaves are alternate, trifoliate with petioles 5 to 25 centimeter long. The lateral leaflets are opposite and asymmetrical. The central leaflet is symmetrical. The leaflets are round to rhombic in shape, may be entirely or slightly lobed with acute apex. The inflorescence is raceme. Inflorescence cowpeas raceme. Seeds globular to reniform, smooth and wrinkled. The seed color varies from red, black, brown, green, white to white color. The seeds may be fully colored or spotted marbles. Spotted, marbled, piglet eyed and blotched. So these are the seeds you can see. Different color seeds are available. Flowers, it has the white, creamy, yellow, mahua or purple colored flowers. The pods are 10 to 23 centimeter long, 10 to 15 seeds per pod. Seeds are globular to reniform, smooth and wrinkled. The seed color is varies from red, black, brown, green, white to buff white. Black, brown, green, white to buff white. The seeds may be fully colored or spotted, marbled, eyed and rose. So these are the seeds. This is the flowers you can see. Nutrient content: per 100 gram of edible portion it contains water content is 11%, protein content 23.4%, fat content 1.8%, carbohydrate content 63.3%, calcium 76 milligram, iron 5.7 milligram. So these are the nutrient content. Water is 11, protein 23.4, fat 1.8, carbohydrate 63.3, calcium 76 and iron 5.7. Soil: cowpea grown on a wide range of soil, sandy loamy to clay soil, ranging from acidic to basic. The pH is 4.5 to 8. It is mainly grown in sandy loamy to acidic soil. The primary soil requirements are good drainage and presence of nitrogen-fixing bacteria. So whatever the soil we have to select, it has a good drainage facility and it is means the bacteria is present in the soil. Sandy to clay loamy soils with well-drained conditions and heavy, the pH is 6 to 7 are best suited for getting the good yield. So normally the sandy loamy soils we use, the pH of the soil is 6 to 7. The crop is moderately susceptible to soil salinity. So it is a moderately susceptible to soil salinity. Climate requirement. It requires 300 to 400 mm rainfall. It tolerant to heat and dry condition and susceptible to waterlogging. Tolerant to heat and dry condition and susceptible to waterlogging. The temperature required is 25 to 35 degrees centigrade. It is sensitive to cold and frost. The optimum photo period for induction of flowering is 8 to 14 hours. So it required the optimum photo period is 8 to 14 hours it required for induction of flowers. Temperature is 25 to 35. It is sensitive to cold and frost. Land preparation: one plowing followed by a harrowing ensure the good weed control and suitable seedbed. It depends on the season, soil type. Means whenever we go for land preparation, first we have to go for to use the harrow. With the help of harrow, we will go for deep harrowing, so that it will control the we can control the weeds growth, and whatever the inside soil is there, that will be exposed to the sunlight. Seed rate: 25 to 30 kg per hectare for grain purpose, 25 to 30 kg per hectare for grain purpose, and 40 kg per hectare for the fodder purpose. 40 kg per hectare for the fodder purpose, 25 to 30 kg per hectare for the grain purpose. The seed treatment with Capton and Thyron, 2.5 gram per kg. So normally the fungal disease, when we go for direct sowing of the seed, there is attack of fungal disease. So to control the fungal disease, we spray the Capton and Thyron, 2.5 gram per kg of the seeds. The rhizobium strains cowpea 109, TAL 169, DC6 and GMBS1. So these are the rhizobium strains we can use for the seed treatment. Spacing is 45 into 10 centimeter. When sowing is done at the optimum time under the late sowing condition, the spacing of 30 into 10 centimeter is recommended. When the sowing is done optimum time under the late sowing condition, the spacing is 30 into 10 centimeter is recommended. For spreading type, the spacing is 45 into 10 to 15 centimeter. For non-spreading type, the spacing is 30 into 5 to 10 centimeter. So these are the two types. One is spreading type, second one is non-spreading type. So for non-spreading type, the spacing is less because they will spread, and non-spreading type, the spacing is more. Time of planting: generally a kharif crop, but in cropping system in Rabi also it is cultivated. Normally first is a kharif crop, but it is also cultivated in Rabi crop. The plant cowpea, there is a sufficient soil moisture for germination. Kharif, depending on the onset of monsoon, early June to end of the July. The Kharif season, the time is depends on the onset of monsoon, early June to July. In Rabi season, the October to November, the time of sowing is October to November. In summer season, before April, we will go for sowing. Recommended varieties: the traditional varieties are Cy- Cyperus and susceptible to the viral and bacterial disease. The highly photosensitive, late maturity with viney growth habit. It is a highly photosensitive crop, late maturity with vine growth. For grain purpose, recommended varieties are NP2, NP7 and C32, T1, K11 and K14. For the fodder purpose, Gent, Russian Gent T2, K397, C22 and C55. These are used for the fodder purpose, and for grain purpose NP2, NP7. For vegetable purpose, Pusa falguni, Pusa barsati and FS6. So these are used for the vegetable purpose. As the grain as the grain type are Cyperus and late maturity, though the breeding program for short duration crop and high yield disease resistance varieties. So we can go for breeding. For breeding, we can develop the varieties for the short duration, high yielding and disease resistance. Like C9, C10, these are the lines we can use to develop these type of variety resistance varieties we can develop. Pusa Barsati, it is a rainy season variety. Barsati means Barsat, it is mainly grown in rainy season. Pusa Falguni, It is a summer season crop. It is mainly grown in summer season. Pusa do fasli. It is grown in both season, in summer season also, in rainy season also. That's why it is called as Pusa do fasli. Recommended varieties. So varieties which are grown in Tamil Nadu: CO1, Vamban, CO5, Pannur 1. So these are mainly grown in Tamil Nadu. Varieties which are grown in Kerala: Krishnamani and Kankanmani. So these are mainly grown in Kerala. Varieties which are grown in Andhra Pradesh. The Andhra Pradesh growing varieties are Pusa Basati, Pusa Falguni, and Pusa Dofasli. In Karnataka and Maharashtra also Pusa Basati, Pusa Falguni, and Pusa Dofasli. So these are the major varieties are growing. In Madhya Pradesh, the major growing varieties are Subhra, KBC2, Durga Kranti, Pusa Swarna, Pusa Sampada, and Pusa Rasmi. In Gujarat, GC1, Gujarat Kaupi 3, and Pusa 152. In Rajasthan, Pusa Sampada, Pusha Shampada, Pusha Rasmi, Rambhau, Subhra. So these are mainly grown in Rajasthan. In Bihar, Pusa Sampada, Pusha Rashmi. In UP, Pusa Sampada, Pusha Rashmi. So Pusa Sampada, Pusha Rashmi, Subhra. So these are the varieties. They are grown in UP, Bihar, Gujarat, Rajasthan. So these in all areas they are growing. Planting method. So there are two methods we use. First is flat bed method. Second is raised bed method. Either we can prepare the flat bed and we can sow the seeds, or we can go for raised bed. The planting is manually or with the help of row seeder we can use on the ridge and flat beds depending on the field drainage condition. So normally if we are preparing the ridge and furrow if we are preparing, then we can use the seeder we can use. But if we are preparing the bed, in beds also we can sow the seeds with the help of hand sowing we can do. Plants one plant per hill. Normally we will plant the one plant per hill. The indeterminate type of varieties it required 45 to 90 centimeter spacing. Seed rate is 10 to 20 kg per hectare. For indeterminate varieties, the seed rate is less 10 to 20 kg per hectare and spacing is more 45 into 90 centimeter. Cowpea cropping system. Growing a sole crop or a intercrop or a mixed crop or a sequence cropping with the other crop. It is grown as an intercrop in most of the kharif crop. The significant control of Cyprus protandus and a higher net profit in maize, cowpea, potato, mustard. Maize, cowpea or potato mustard sequence have been reported. These are the best combination: maize, cowpea or potato mustard. The intercropping of sorghum plus cowpea, maize plus cowpea, pearl millet plus cowpea, pigeon pea plus cowpea. So these are used as a intercropping system. Cropping system followed in India are rice, wheat, cowpea, pearl millet, wheat, cowpea, red gram, wheat, cowpea, rice, cowpea, sorghum, red gram, cowpea, wheat, and these are the different sorry, these are the different systems we can use. Cropping system. Next is crop management. So crop management means regularly we will go for weeding of the crops if the weeds are there, harrowing, and application of different fertilizers. So fertilizer, it is a highly responsive to the basal dose. It is a highly responsive to fertilizers. So in basal dose, we will apply the FIM 5 to 10 ton per hectare, nitrogen 20 to 25 kg per hectare, phosphorus 30 to 40 kg per hectare, and potassium 20 to 25 kg per hectare. So these all we apply as a basal dose when we go for land preparation. The balanced application of 25, 50, 25 kg of NPK improve the performance of the crop. So it is recommended to apply the 25, 50 and 25 NPK kg per hectare to increase the performance of the crop. Water management. Around the 300 to 400 mm water is required. One or two or the critical stage in case of monsoon failure or a for a kharif crop. In kharif crop, normally when we grow, if the monsoon will not come, if the rain will be very less, then we will go for application of water. In summer crop, frequently it needs the water. Summer means the temperature is more, so frequently it required the water. IWCP ratio is 1.5 with 60 mm water per irrigation recorded, more than double to the yield of the crop irrigated at the seedling, flowering and pod development stage. Means the critical stage of irrigation is flowering stage and pod development stage. So these are the critical stage of the fruit development. To that time we have to compulsory we have to apply the water. Heat control. Up to 75% losses are left, like means 75% of losses is due to the weeds only. The critical period is 10 to 40 days after earthing up we have to apply the, we will go for the weeding. Clean cultivation, use of weed-free seeds, optimum plant populations. We have to maintain the optimum plant population. We use the weed-free seedlings, one head weeding 30 days after sowing. I mean, one head weeding we have to do 30 days after sowing, and one inter-cultivation reduce the weeds. The herbicides we can use, like pre-emergence herbicides we can use, like pendimethalin 0.75 kg per hectare, or PPI or flucloxylin we can use 1 kg per hectare. So these are the herbicides we can use. Either we can use the herbicide or we can go for the hand weeding. So hand weeding is the best. Pruning. When crop is when cowpea is grown on a very fertile soil, when irrigation is excessive during the vegetative phase, so that time we will go for the pruning. The irrigation should be reduced or the vine prune. When we go for pruning of the vine, that time we will reduce the irrigation. We will not apply the more quantity of irrigation. If irrigation more irrigation there, the vegetative growth will be stopped. Harvesting. The harvesting at three different stages of maturity. There are three different stages of maturity for harvesting. If we are going for the green snaps, so 40 to 45 to 60 days after sowing, we will go for harvesting green snap. If we are going for green mature, then 60 to 90 days after sowing, 60 to 90 days after sowing, we will harvest for green mature. For dry purpose if we are going, then 90 to 110 days after planting we will go for harvesting. So green snap 45 to 60, green mature 60 to 90, and dry 90 to 110. So it is depends on the days after planting. So harvesting is depends upon the days after planting. Temperature, we will check the temperature is more or less, and use the mechanical harvesters, or we can use the manual. Either we can use the mechanical harvester or we can use the manually we will go for harvesting. Post-harvest technology. The dry cowpea seeds are cleaned, graded, fumigated, packed in a small plastic bag for sales to the consumer. Cowpea seeds, cleaned, graded, fumigated, packed in the small plastic bags to sell to the consumer. The moisture content is reduced up to the 8 to 9% for safe storage. So for storage of cowpea, the moisture content will be 8 to 9%. It is not less than that. Less than that. Pest and disease. So first is kola rot. Disease kola rot. It is by Pythium or Rhizoctonia. It is mainly a fungal disease. So it is controlled by the soil drains with COC. Copper oxychloride 3 gram per liter of water. Avoid the continuous cropping of cowpea in same field. We will not grow the cowpea in the same field for again and again. Avoid the excess nitrogen application. If you apply the more quantity of nitrogen, then also the kola rot will come. So these are the symptoms. Kola rot in cowpea. You can see the symptoms. The root will develop like stem, and from the roots will not develop properly. Web blight, Rhizoctonia solani. The symptoms: small circular reddish-brown spots will develop on the leaf. Small circular reddish-brown spots develop on the leaf. The mycelia of Rhizoctonia solani are visible on the undersurface of the leaves and young stem. To control this, we can use the disease-free seeds, avoid the dense planting, use the fungicides like Mancozeb 2 gram or Carbendazim 3 gram per liter of water we can use to control the Rhizoctonia solani. Use the disease-free seeds, avoid the dense planting, use the fungicides like Mancozeb and Carbendazim. So these are the symptoms of web blight. It is developed on the leaf. So web spots will develop on the leaf. is cowpea yellow mosaic. So the symptoms, the leaf symptoms are vary from the green mottle to the severe mosaic leaf distortion, blistering, and plant death. So normally the color of the leaf will be changed. The color of the leaf will be changed. The green means the process of photosynthesis will be stopped, and that is the cause of the death of the plant. Use the resistance cultivars. Plant disease-free seeds. When we go for planting of the seeds will be disease-free. Control the vector with insecticides like acephate we can use, or monocrotophos we can use. These are the symptoms of cowpea yellow mosaic. So the leaves will be start yellowing. The chlorophyll content in the leaf will be reduced. Anthrax disease like anthracnose. So these are the anthracnose symptoms we can see on the pods, and fungal blight. So this is the blight disease. The symptoms will develop on the leaf. The upper surface of the leaf will start drying. Pest. In pest, first one is leaf hopper. Leaf hopper is controlled by dimethoate 40 EC. 2 ml per liter of water we can apply. Acephate we can use 1.5 gram per liter of water. Pod borer or chlorophyll 2.5 ml per liter of water. So these are the we can use to control the pod borer and leaf hopper. These are the leaf hoppers. You can see these are the leaf hoppers, the pod borer. These are the aphids, scale, and bug. So these three we can control by the dimethoate 910 1820 ml per liter of water. Scale bug and mealybug. So these are the symptoms of scale bug and mealybug. So whatever the disease which are transmitted by the virus, so that disease we can control by the different method. Like we can use the cultural method. So in cultural method means sometime what will happen, the soil, some eggs are present inside the soil. So we will go for soil solarization. We will expose the soil to the sunlight so that the whatever the larvae are present they will die. So like this we can go. Second, we can use the sticky traps we can use. Yellow sticky traps we can use, water traps we can use, light traps we can use to control the insect attack. Because insect they will attack to the this type of traps, light they will attack and we will die them. We can use the resistance varieties. We can develop the resistance variety that is resistant to the that particular virus, bacteria or disease. We can use the neem seed kernel extract, neem oil, neemazole. So these are the different neem products we can use. So these are also used to control the insect. And trichoderma we can use. So these are the different methods we can use to control the aphids and insects. So we can control the viral disease. This is all about the today's class. Thank you. Thank you all.